How's it going, friends? Welcome to a brand new video. And if you're paying any attention to the news, I believe there's only one conclusion. Bitcoin, and by extension DigiByte, and by extension blockchain technology, and that being said, the entire cryptocurrency paradigm shift is really the only hope for the world. I can't imagine a sane person making an argument for fiat currency with all the rapid changes going on. I could look out my window and I could see that they brought back dinosaurs. I could see a T-Rex walking down my street, and I would just go, huh. And then I'd go right back to my business on my computer, isolated in my home, and I'd check the Bitcoin price, and it'd be a lot more interesting than anything going on the streets or in any other market. I think those of us who are members of the Bitcoin, by extension cryptocurrency, by extension blockchain, and of course DigiByte community, understand the festering swamp that is fiat currency, that is the pitiful paradigm, the old guard paradigm giving way to the new shift. And by God, if I could make a prediction, it would be that those of us who are paying attention to cryptocurrency right now are totally ahead of everybody else. Bloomberg expects Bitcoin to double to $20,000 this year, says something needs to go really wrong for it to not appreciate. This is a very, very interesting article, especially coming from Bloomberg, who is taking the opposite side of Goldman Sachs, saying in a note published on Tuesday that Bitcoin could double to $20,000 this year. Ladies and gentlemen, the bullish signs are very prevalent. The company said history indicated that Bitcoin should return to $20,000 in 2020, representing roughly double its current levels. Bitcoin will approach the record high of about $20,000 this year, in our view, if it blows 2016 trend. I mean, if it follows that, Bitcoin's maturation, fueled by the growing acceptance of digital currencies, the ability to trade Bitcoin futures, and the steady decline in volatility, should keep it tilted towards price appreciation, the research note said. So this is very interesting indeed. And of course, by extension, what's good for Bitcoin is good for DigiByte. What's good for blockchain, what's good for digital currencies is, in fact, pretty bullish, if you do, in fact, ask me. Facebook moves to limit spread of Boogaloo groups after charges. Broadcom suggests new iPhone launch will be delayed. Healthcare system is stacking. Well, is it whatever? And so, I mean, it is interesting to see, though. I mean, Google puts reversal major terms and under a new search, what to make Snapchat's decision to stop promoting. I don't think they did much of that anyway. Presidential candidate targeted. All right, blah blah blah. Whatever happened to cryptocurrency news aggregators actually aggregating news about cryptocurrency? I mean, I'm looking at this, and this is getting pretty pitiful. This is like a lot of Tim Cook says Apple must do more to combat. Disney makes a $5 million pledge to social justice organizations. France, Germany. None of this has anything to do with Bitcoin. I don't want to read. I'm only interested in Bitcoin right now. I mean, this is. I run a digital asset channel. I'm not trying to talk about. I mean, everybody's so political. I don't have any political affiliations. I try to stay out of the conversation because it just starts a fight. And I want to talk about DigiByte. I want to talk about Bitcoin. U.S. bank regulator OCC asks for public input on cryptocurrency use in financial sector. And you guys will never hear me talk about politics on this channel unless they're obviously related to like regulations of crypto and pushing forward with digital currency and stuff like that. That's the only subject matter. Other than that, I'll voluntarily censor myself because politics switches on a dime, and there's really no, that's my opinion. That's my unprofessional opinion. uneducated opinion, my stupid opinion on that. One of the federal bank regulators in the U.S. And the only one that charters national banks is seeking public input on how to, how it regulates new technologies and digital banking activities, including cryptocurrency and blockchain tools. See, that's the kind of stuff. That's the most I'll dilly-dally in politics, as it by extension does lend itself to cryptocurrency. The euro is just 10 years older than Bitcoin. That's an interesting fact. But anyway, this video is about DigiByte after all. Let's talk DigiByte. I think DigiByte really is a more matured Bitcoin. And I think, when we talk about speed, when we talk about people actually building their businesses using blockchain technology, I think that it goes without saying that, something like DigiByte does have some real staying power. Definitely, we talk about DigiID, we talk about DigiAssets, and above all, blockchain. The whole analogy of when you want to talk about you want to talk paradigm shifts. We need to think about it. All these different corporations and stuff are all going to be rushing to create their own blockchain. But when in reality, all that they need is to work with the already existing blockchains. And I think DigiByte will be a very big power vacuum, very financial vacuum in that context, roughly speaking. And I think what we see happening for Bitcoin goes double long term for DigiByte. I think that DigiByte has the potential to be even more renowned than Ethereum. And I'm excited. I think DigiByte has its day. The day will come, when the illusion of fiat falls and we forsake Bitcoin. And at that point, I think that the bonds of the DigiByte community will lead to a brighter future for us all. And, I'd like for somebody who's watching this to take that quote, maybe put it on Twitter or something like that, because I think that I really hit the nail on the head with that right there. And mark my words, I think in the future, in 10 years from now, people will look back on all the different things that have happened, and people will wonder why they didn't accumulate when they had the opportunity to. And I suppose the opportunity cost of what you subscribe to on your news feed is part and partial to what you end up doing on a Saturday night. And certain people decided to purchase certain digital assets, and others made other decisions on what to do with their time. In the 2020, or even the subsequent years when we've been aware of these things, because it is a short window. In the grand scheme of things, people's kids are going to be asking them, what did you do during 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017? And I'll give it to you, the public wasn't really, Bitcoin wasn't really a big headliner in 2016. It was more underground. So I guess, being that early to the party, you have to, becoming a Bitcoin millionaire overnight, those people are already rich, and only some of them watch my channel. I know there are some crypto millionaires who do actually subscribe to me, and you know who you are. But it will be interesting to see how these different things. Just speaking candidly for a second there, I think that the DigiByte paradigm shift will be sort of history repeating itself as sort of the blockchain paradigm shift that's already happened. But all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure that you guys subscribe, comment down below, and let us know what you think. I'm always interested in your opinion. Now, it is my pleasure to be bringing this content to the DigiByte community, which I believe is probably one of the most awake and aware and educated groups of the cryptocurrency space. Now, all that being said, I know we have to slow news day and all that, but still very interesting. The Bloomberg article, it's sad to see that the cryptocurrency news aggregating websites are sort of starting to look more like CNN. Maybe we'll have to get a new one, have to stop using FOZ. If you guys have any other recommendations for different cryptocurrency news aggregators, I'm all ears. Yeah, all that being said, if you guys want to shout out, let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.